Pete, you came here last week, you went very well in the Northern Midland Hot Rod Championship. Unfortunately, a bit of a mechanical breakdown, so you lose it on that bottom corner. How do you think you'll go on this afternoon?
Well, it's always a problem once you've had a big crash. I did hit the fence rather hard, is to get the car handling again. We got it straight for the following day on the Monday, but it wasn't right. We worked on it all week, and I'm just hoping that today it's going to go well again.
You put a new engine in this week as well?
Yeah, we've got a brand new mass engine in today.
Is it a special engine or a
No, it's sort of what they'll give anybody who goes down and pays the money. There's nothing special about it.
You're receiving support on mass at the moment?
Yeah, they are sponsoring me with engines at the moment.
The whole question of keep the rising of tyres. How are the tyres coming out this afternoon?
Yeah, well, it is a big problem at the moment, and in order to stay at the top, you've got to have a new set of tyres on your car for a big meeting like today. If you haven't got a new set on your car, well, you're about half a second off the pace.
Well,
so if you want to win, you put the tyres on your car.
We're talking £250 for a new set of tyres there.
Yeah. If you say quick, it won't sound that much.
Yes. So, can you see any problems this afternoon other than that?
No, I prefer really that we should have some qualifying heats, draw for the grid position in the qualifying heat, then have reverse grid for the following heats, which will give you the your points for the final. But today it's out the hat, so you could get a situation where you get Barry Lee and Davy Evans say draw on the front, and myself and Jackson might be at the back, which doesn't give us much chance. But I just hope I can get to a draw somewhere in the middle.
It's quite a large field, 25 hot rods out there.
Yeah.
A lot of traffic is up on the track this size.
Yeah, but they're 25 good drivers, so you shouldn't have any monkeys going from one side of the track to the other.
Yes, some nice steady driving.
Yeah.
Compared to the other tracks that you race on, how do you like High Edge?
Our High Edge is obviously you hit the fastest speed down the end of the straights here, so you can outbrake somebody going into the corner. And now the corners have been improved and there's a lot of grip on the inside. It's obviously making for faster racing. I just hope it don't happen today what happened last Sunday with the throttle jam.
Yes, very nasty that was. You're very lucky to come out of it. You did actually break 2 ribs, did you?
So I've got 2 cracked ribs at the moment, yeah. Which is rather painful.
Yeah, we shouldn't see any problems driving.
Now I think when the flag drops I shall forget about it.
What are your first impressions of the track?
Beautiful track. Straight, very long compared with any other tracks I've been at. But I was out on the track yesterday and the car seemed to suit the track. I like the track. Can't really say much more about it until the race.
What do you think will be the real changes to the type of racing if it starts to rain? I mean, it's just beginning to spot now.
Well, I'm hoping it stays dry. I don't know what the track's like in the wet. As long as it's... I'd rather have it really wet or else really dry. Someone of the two. I don't like it.
The intermediate
I don't like
really...
I don't really like the intermediate at all.
Yes. Well, who do you think are the real people to beat this afternoon? Who are going to be the real contenders in this championship?
Pete Stevens, Barry Lee, and from what I can hear, Stuart Jackson's really flying. So some one of them three, I imagine.
Well, Stuart Jackson's just bought a new engine, ex-mass engine of Mickey Reese's. So you're racing on mass engines as well. So you should be on a par in that stage.
Well, they are the best engines at the moment. They're one and everything that's going. So I think from what I can hear from other ones, Stuart Jackson could be the man. Depends on the draw on the grid.
Yeah. Should be quite an interesting day's racing though. What do you think about the other Midlands drivers like the Grimer brothers?
Grimers, as I say, I haven't raced here before. I don't know what they go like here, but they go very well whenever they come over to Northern Ireland. So just have to wait and see how they do.
Yes. Because the Midlands did show quite a strength in the World Championship.
They did, yes.
Yeah. So hoping for another repetition of that. How do you know anything about like John Edwards 112?
John Edwards raced against him down Newton Abbott in the British Grand Prix, and he won it, going very well. Over in Ireland, he just didn't get it all together, but he isn't our threat. It's one of his home tracks.
Yeah.
He knows the track very well.
Getting back to this track, have you made any special changes to your car for these long straights and sharp corners?
No, never. I haven't touched the car at all.
You race a fairly straightforward standard car for all types of meetings, do you?
Try not to alter it if I can.
Are you running the same lock diff that you did at Ipswich?
No, changed the diff about a fortnight ago. I'm on a limited slip now. But it didn't seem to make any difference.
Well, it was a completely different style of driving entirely at Ipswich. It seemed like you needed the understeer rather than the oversteer for speed. Is that correct?
Well, it helped my car. Although the last 5-10 laps the tyre went off, everyone said it was the diff made the tyre go off. I don't know. But this is the first time I've ever run on a limited slip as No, it's tight. You know, usually whenever I did run lap step before, I had it tightened the way up, but I still find no difference in it.
Yeah.
Just hoping it'll not make a tyre go off in a long race now.
Yes. The tyres, I mean, like you were saying earlier on this morning, that everybody's been having the same problems with tyres breaking down. On what sort of weather does this condition come to a head? Is it
Really warm weather. Really warm
weather
weather in a long race. It depends on the surface. Now we have a track at home, and it just eats the tyres up. But Avon has brought in an R tyre now, which is working really well, so they think they have the problem solved.
Right. Okay then. Right. I wish you the best of luck this afternoon, and well, we'll just have to see how it goes.
Thank you very much.
Contenders.
932 Davy Evans has got maybe 15 car lengths lead over second place run 306 George Polly. Hard on George Polly's tail is 351 Barry Lee. Nigel Murphy's quite a way down in fourth place. And then down again we go to Ormond Christie, Peter Grimer and Peter Stevens. Davy Evans going up now to overtake 247 Mick Cannon, and the checkered flag's waiting for him. Davy Evans, can Barry Lee get past on this last corner? But no! 932, the current World Championship champion, adds another title onto that long list. 932, Davy Evans gets it first. Second, Polly. Third is Barry Lee. Fourth is Nigel Murphy. Fifth is Ormond Christie. Sixth, 88, Peter Grimer. And seventh is 242, Pete Stevens. Race there. 306 George Polly was going very well, but that man there, Davy Evans, went past him when they were going through those back markers. Some superb driving. Polly making full use of that prime starting place, but could only hold on for second place. Third went to 351 Barry Lee.
Signal for Stevens. Once again it's Jackson in second place, Grimer and Wolseley, then Peter Grimer, then 932, the world champion, Dave Evans, then Dave Bateman, and it's 2 laps, just 2 laps, separating Stevens from 10 points, Jackson from 9 points, and a battle going on between Wolseley in 950 and Paul Grimer. The last lap signal, both drivers now impeded by Vaughan Scott in number 101 with the damaged wing, which you can all see. And it's now Stevens decided to go round the outside for the checkered flag. First, second 156, subject to confirmation. Norman Wolseley 950 in third, Grimer fourth. A gaggle of cars headed by Steve Dance, who found himself close on the wing of Vaughan Scott, caused that problem over there on the West Bend. And we have a fastest lap so far, a good start to the meeting. On lap 5, Peter Stevens, 2:42, returned a time of 14.6 seconds, an average speed of 61.64 miles an hour. Just examining the cars as they come round, the damage fortunately appears reasonably superficial to the motors caught out in that melee, with some debris I noticed still on the track over there on the West Bend, and the winning car. fastest lap, lap 5, to the credit of Peter Stevens, 14.6 seconds, 61.64 miles an hour. And the results are as follows. First, 2:42. Second, 1:56. Third, 9:50. Fourth, number 8. Fifth, number 9:32. Sixth, 88. Seventh, 05. Eighth, number 2. Ninth, number 778. And 10th, number 30. That's 10 points then for Peter Stevens. In first place, obviously well pleased with that performance. It wasn't too certain that he was going to be able to get away from Stuart Jackson. There was the time when Stuart Jackson lost control at the point of that impact over there on the far side, but he regained his second position. I shall give you the results once again. Let's hear it for Peter Stevens, the reigning national champion. 10 points for him for the final grid. To be contended with in the closing stages, which makes it 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go for the world champion, 5 laps to go for the highest point scorer, 5 laps to go for the national champion. And there's an equidistance between them all. Pete Stevens trying to outbreak Stuart Jackson, but Stuart Jackson is far enough ahead to make an easy second place. And let's face it, the world champion, Davy Evans, 9:32, is losing ground slowly, but very slowly, as 3 laps to go is the signal that's handed over the starter bridge from Chris, and we are looking now for what could possibly be a most interesting finish to this race. All the cars spaced out quite nicely, with the Wolseley car, Norman Wolseley, in 4th position, nice and easy, an overall good grid position for him, and Stuart Jackson closing very slightly, but I don't think it'll be sufficient for him, as the last lap signal is given as they go under the bridge with 1 second between them, 1.5 seconds between him and Peter Stevens. And the pace is very, very quick indeed, and slightly startling lap results, and a good effort there from Stuart Jackson, a brilliant drive. We had the clocks on the World Championship car for a couple of laps, but he wasn't really flying at that stage. We can tell you categorically that that race for 2:42 and 1:56, as they tried to get to 9:32, was 0.2 of a second faster. 14.4 seconds recorded for 2:42 and 1:56 respectively, which equals the national quarter mile record, 62.49 miles an hour. And on lap 10, 9:32 was clocked at 14.6. So that was a faster race. And there is Davy Evans, the world champion, who in an open field managed to keep away the attacks from both Jackson and Stevens. A brilliant drive. So it's established even more firmly that we have got one hell of a final to expect. There was no doubt about it in the initial stages that Davy Evans, world champion, had got the edge, and he kept out in front. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you the results in just a few moments. In the meantime, put your hands together for the world champion, Davy Evans, 9:32, winner of the third race for the rods.